Farm to This Kingdom podcast. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the television side of the Fox and Disney deal, because this deal is now going through. It means Disney are going to have access to a number of the different networks and also overseas systems. So they're going to be getting a hold of 21st Century Fox Television, FX Productions, Fox 21, which includes The Americans, This Is Us, Modern Family, and The Simpsons, a number of other TV series. They're also going to be acquiring the FX networks, National Geographic Partners, Fox Regional Sports Networks, Fox's Network Group International, Star India, Fox's interest in Hulu, Sky, Taka Sky, and NML Shine Group. So this is really going to be a shake-up of the television networks. Obviously in the US, you guys have the Fox network is still carrying on, because Fox are going to be creating a new Fox, which is going to carry on with this aspect of it. But there's a lot really on this TV, and I can't help but feel like TV is a massive part of this deal.
Yeah, I mean, TV's huge, and some of the biggest Fox franchises are on television rather than on movies, like The Simpsons being a big one, and so on. I'm not sure where the Seth MacFarlane shows fall into this, but a lot of his are in there.
Yeah, the Family Guys and American Dad, they're all Fox-owned as well.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously Disney already had a presence on TV. We've got the Disney XD, Disney Junior, and so on. But getting this catalog of shows, including extremely popular ones like Modern Family, is just, it creates, I don't even know how to put it. It creates this entire, like, division of television content that they didn't have before. Yeah. Because, yeah, they had ABC, but now you've got some of the most popular shows, some of the most enduring shows of all time, just wrapped up in one nice little deal.
Yeah, I mean, part of this as well is about having this for Hulu or their own Disney streaming network, and there's been a lot of talk about why Disney are going so heavily in on cable and satellite and television networks when television is apparently dying. And and I look at this very much along the lines of, actually they're taking a double dip. They are going all in on making sure that if you've got television, you're watching that, but also we're going to offer the streaming service, because they are both one and one equal now. Because television in its same way is dying, but it isn't dead yet. We're still watching television at home. It's just how we're watching it. But this also means that they not only are they getting that content, but they can bring that content over to their streaming one for the future.
But that's the big part, obviously, is getting the streaming side of things. Because now, if they really wanted to, they could be, well, you want to watch Simpsons or Futurama or Family Guy streaming? You want to go back to some of the early seasons? They could potentially say, we're the only ones who have that. Yeah. You have to come to our streaming service.
Well, that's eventually what's going to happen. I mean, this is definitely, by the looks of it looks like Hulu is about to become, I mean, they've still got to buy out another 40% of the company. I'm expecting that to take place as well, because, why start a new streaming service if you've already got 60% of another massive one? And I actually think Hulu in some ways is an established name now. It would make sense for them to make that the new sort of, and the Disney aspect one that they were going to launch, they can carry on with that, and maybe they can offer them all in one big package. Because the thing is, it's kind of funny, because over here in the UK, we have Now TV, which is part of Sky, which is Now TV is going to be owned by Disney. So we've actually got a streaming service, and it offers different packages within that. You've got like the television pass, the sports pass, and the movie pass within that. So you can have different levels of access. And so it includes, all the Fox TV shows and everything already. So Hulu could offer different packages within the one package. I know everyone loves this Netflix system, but that's not really gonna. They that couldn't carry on indefinitely. And I think at the end of the day, Disney and Fox are going to have so much content that they are going to be. Well, for me personally, so much of my television that I watch is based on these franchises.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I pretty much exclusively only watched the new comic book shows, and then Star Wars Rebels, because obviously I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. But obviously this won't impact the DC shows, because those are still on the CW over here and whatnot. But yeah, this is going to mean the Gifted, the Legion, stuff like that. All of those shows, Gotham now, which is a DC product, it shows on Fox over here, so I'm not sure how that's going to go. But yeah, the stuff that I watch now is even more under the Disney banner. So
yeah, I mean, it's like that kind of thing. If I have an Amazon Prime subscription, in all honesty, I mean, I quickly worked out that I'm watching Lucifer, which is actually a Fox show over there. So, Amazon for me would be like, well, no, I'm getting rid of you because you've not got any of the content. The only reason I ever got Netflix was for the Marvel TV series, and the rest of it's just been bonus on the top. So there is that part of it, and I can't. It's kind of really funny because for me, as a Sky customer for the last 25, 30 years, for Disney to own that, it's such a big thing for the British market of what they're actually buying. It is massive, and I can't help but be a little bit like, actually, it could do with a shake up, because the way it just feels like it's been stagnant for so long. So it's actually going to be, I think, really interesting to see what happens over here. But I know in the US there's a bit of that issue that no company could own another of the big main channels.
Right. Yeah, and that's something that I think it's the FCC, which has been in the news a lot lately, although not for this.
No.
Is currently investigating to make sure that there is no any foul play going on here. There aren't any antitrust kind of things going on here. So there might be some news coming out about this, but obviously Disney and Fox both have amazing lawyers, and they would have figured out if they were breaking any rules in this. And if they are, they'll go back to the drawing board, and still most of what we have here will come through anyway. It's just one way or another, this is pretty much going to happen.
I mean, the TV thing as well, I mean, it is massive because, I mean, Disney are going to be subletting the Fox lot for 7 years after the deal goes through to kind of make all these TV shows happen. But I think this is very much a real grab for not only content, but also the platforms. This is about Disney getting networks abroad and really being able to boost up their international market, because as well a lot of people are focused on the US content. The fact they've got India, which is like one of the biggest things, they've got all in Europe. Sky in Europe is massive, and right through Australia and stuff as well. Sky is a big network that it's a massive chunk of the actual pie chart of what they've been purchasing, because Fox are trying to buy out the rest of it. This is such international ramifications to get the Disney content, not just Disney content, but content as a whole, to everyone on whichever way you are watching and consuming media. They want to make sure that they've got a big part of it.
Yeah, and I mean, India is a market we don't hear about a lot here on the in the European and the American side of things, but it is such a massive market. It's one of the biggest countries in the world population-wise, and that's a huge gain, because that's a whole country that honestly will be exposed to a lot of things for the first time through this deal.
But also, it will also give them more power for China and, like I said, right for Europe, Central America. There's and in some ways, I mean, a lot of the reports and stuff are very US centric, but there is a massive implication going on globally. And the television and the streaming networks, personally, I'd like to see a little bit. I'm hoping that when they reboot everything and rebrand it gets a little bit more uniformed, because of if they have Hulu, it is Hulu and the ESPN, and they try and make the branding a little bit more global, because at the minute, I've got Disney Life and Sky and Fox, all these different things, and they're all different channels on different networks. Whereas Netflix it's on Netflix, and that's a big difference.
I mean, I know they're not going to, but I would really like it if they just kind of dropped their plans to make their own channel and just used Hulu. I know that Comcast still owns part of Hulu, so they don't have full control over it, but they do have the majority stake now, so they can basically override anything they want on that.
And also, the buying of these sports networks in the US will boost up ESPN, because that's launching ESPN Plus next year, which is full of basically them going down that line. I mean, Sky Sports again over here is massive with sports. So I would quite happily see them maybe rebrand Sky Sports, ESPN. They just need less branding. There's too many brands globally at this point, but you've also got, branding means more money and stuff. But it's just massive all the way around. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the television and streaming side of things.
And honestly, we're going to find out over the next couple of years, because even people who work for Disney, even people who work for Fox, unless you're top tier, upper echelon management, most of the stuff that's happening here is behind closed doors. So,
yeah.
It's all speculation for the most part.
Yeah, there's been quite a lot of times where companies have been contacted about the purchase because of how it affects them. Like I know, like Boom Comics or Boom Studios were a comic company, which now Fox own a chunk of, which now Disney going to be owning it. And as far as they're concerned, they've not even really been in discussions with them yet. There is a wider application. But we'd love to know what you guys think. This is going to be a topic that we're going to be talking about a lot in the coming months ahead, so especially as it goes through the deals and stuff. But I'd love to know your thoughts on this initial side of things on the television and streaming front. Comment below, get in touch with us on DizKingdom.com. James, where can they find you?
Find me heroiclegacy.com.
And on that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. See you guys soon. Later.